or everything plays on a Pandora station. You know what I mean? It's all everything's piped in.
Well, but
and
to be fair,
it's funny to think about being nostalgic about something like that.
Well, I was going to say though, they are a record store though. I mean, if you think about
but if you think about it, even now I bet
it had the weird creepy guy with the long black hair who was like worked the back counter where the records actually were, and he was always like, "You can't defeat the sound, man." He like delivered pizzas or something. For those of you just joining us, you're listening to Lights Camera Cleveland, and we are talking about how tomorrow is Rex Manning Day, and Empire Records was 19 years old this year.
So if you're around and within 3 years of 40,
you know this'n.
And you should watch it again. And Ryan is saying it holds up. I watched Neverending Story with my kids.
Yeah, not so much.
That thing is
that makes me sad because I love that movie.
I know it was so good, and you watch it now and you're like, what?
There's a few of those. I feel the same way about what's the one that you like? You always get mad when I say this.
The Dark Crystal.
The Dark Crystal.
A little creepier.
Slow.
It is a slow movie.
Slow.
I will admit that it is a very slow movie.
Nowhere near as but I remember it as this fast-paced action adventure Muppet film. And no.
It drags. And I have not showed it to my kids yet.
It's a little dark, though, actually.
It's a lot dark.
It is a very dark crystal.
And
she plucks her eyeball out.
And the theme, to be fair, the theme of the Dark Crystal kind of is, for that movie to be special, you have to understand the theme that it is conveying. And it's kind of you have to be a little bit older to understand it.
Right.
But yeah, Empire Records is fantastic, and it's funny how they all ended up on CSI.
So this is weird. On the IMDb, it's only got a 6.7.
That is everyone right now. Go to your Internet Movie Database and rate that movie a 10. That is unacceptable.
That is just weird.
How does it compare to Can't Hardly Wait?
Hold on, I'll find out.
I just got a text. The Last Starfighter.
Oh, same
Remember
thing.
how great that was?
The first
No, so bueno.
The first film to ever attempt to do all computer-generated special effects.
6.5
and it shows
for Can't
now.
Hardly Wait?
And it shows now, yeah. It's jittery.
Yeah, that was a good call.
That is unacceptable. 6.5 for Can't Hardly Wait.
I
It's
can't
ridiculous.
even.
Yeah, I love it. I love the picture.
I
love the cover of that one.
Yeah.
It's got the 6 of them, right? 6?
5.
Yeah.
I can do
Just
math.
the 5.
Love
Just the
Burger. Well done.
Good.
Yeah, you know what? For a while, the most quoted movie amongst my friends was Empire Records. Those were good times.
I remember.
We still quote it sometimes.
Oh, well, sure.
Well, I mean, mostly when I quoted it, I don't have to explain my art to you.
Right.
Yeah.
But me and my friends, we said superb for a while.
Right.
Like, why? That and we watched PCU. You remember PCU?
I do.
And now, if you look for it, what's his name?
Matt Lillard?
No, not him.
Oh, he's the only one I remember from PCU. He was the lead. He's the one that has the drugs in his pocket when the sprinkler goes on. You know what? I'm thinking of a different movie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of SLC Punk.
Yeah. No, I'm talking.
You can
about,
see how I might confuse.
I'm talking about PCU. It has, I forget his name. Jeremy Piven. Yeah, Piven.
Jeremy Piven.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. He's getting me. He's sending me all the right answers. Jeremy Piven. And so
why is Adam not co-hosting instead of you?
If you're right, if you're
Adam, we've got an extra seat in here. Come on down.
Yeah, come on.
If you watch his career, because the first time I noticed him was PCU, and he was fighting against the evil Dean. Since then, as his career has gone on, now he plays the evil Dean. He has become that which he hates. It's awesome. I can't remember what movie it was. It was probably a movie making fun of those types of movies, and so they got him to do it as a nod, but still.
So
I think it's funny.
So in the chat room, I've got Benedict, Carmi, and Carrot Cake. So we have a big old group talking about Rex Manning Day here.
Yeah, does everybody in the blue chat, if you want to get in on the blue chat, by the way, it's BLOOCHAT, bluechat.com/lightscamcleve. Of course, you can also call us at 614-5553 if you want. Do they all remember?
Well, Carmi just wants to know how we can watch movies with people that weren't born before that. Because we had mentioned people not being born until after this movie was released. It's because we have a very young following. Does that sound right?
No, that sounds creepy.
That does sound creepy. Okay,
Yeah.
Strike that.
No, you know what? It just happens that like we a lot of our hobbies and stuff are hobbies that are populated by wide age groups,
Right.
and we're immature, and so kids think that we're fun.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we're cool. And
Now we
stuff.
also have a lot of friends who are here because they went to Lee, and you know, once you've went to Lee, you're always at Lee, and so like you always end up with
Lee's kind of like California. The
you
Hotel
always
California.
yeah, you always end up with a gaggle of young Lee kids who like surround you. So you do. Don't look at me like that, Ken Dog. You have them too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, but all your guys are like construction worker young guys.
One of them.
Yeah, well,
And technically, neither one of them actually went to Lee, but they were on campus.
well then
often.
they went to Lee. They just
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
go.
They
to
just
Lee.
didn't attend class.
You're on the whoop.
I went to Lee.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, I have a question which is totally, it's not what you're talking about.
That's okay.
I didn't get to see Frozen. It's not over yet. I may still see it. But people are talking about that one song in there called Go.
Let it go.
What is it? Does it get on your nerves big time?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, Frozen is out on DVD and Blu-ray. So if you're not sure about it and you don't want to go to the theater, and it is still at the theater also, but if you'd rather just go Redbox it or something, I'm pretty sure it's at Redbox. But having said that, Let It Go, you know, it was nominated and I believe it won for Best Song at the Oscars.
I think so, yeah.
It's sang by a Broadway singer who is famous for hitting that high E.
Oh.
Yeah,
She's got pipes, man.
and the song, you know, to be honest, the song is catchy. It really is.
But your children, they go around singing this song.
Yes.
Does it get on your nerves?
You know, not as much as there was the Lego movie that came out this year.
Yes.
Well, there's a song in that called Everything Is Awesome.
Uh-huh.
And that's the one my daughter sings.
All the time.
So if there's one that really gets on my nerves, it's that one.
And it's really sad right now because she doesn't feel well, so she keeps trying to sing it, but it comes out. It's just the most pitiful thing I've ever
Everything
heard.
is awful when you're sick.
I wanted to know about that Frozen song, and I will get it from the Red Box.
Yeah.
The song that I love right now is Happy.
Oh, that is a good one.
Minions. That just makes me so happy.
Now that was
Yeah.
a Despicable Me too.
Yeah, I just want to dance and, you know.
Well, you should.
If you want the full Frozen experience, you need to watch it with a niece or find someone's children.
Come borrow my kid.
Yeah, find somebody's daughters.
My niece is 12.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, okay.
Listen, my 4-year-old loves Frozen.
Oh.
And she has to be the older sister for the movie.
The movie has two sisters in it.
Yeah, it's these two sisters. And the other day she was watching it for the, jillionth
50,000th
time.
Yeah.
And I sat next to her for a little bit, and I said, who do you want to be? She's like, well, I want to be Elsa. And I said, why do you want to be her? No thought at all. She goes, I like her dress and the way she braids her hair.
Well,
That's it. That's all it took. There's this scene where she changes from her other royal dress into like her ice princess dress. And that is it. She loves it.
well, that sounds like something I would say, like about American Idol. Well, I like her because she has pretty lipstick. Okay, well, it's good talking to you all.
It's good talking to you too, Carmi. Don't be a stranger.
I have been rather ill,
Oh, no.
And I'm better now, so I will be listening again.
Good, good. Well, we're glad to hear that.
Okay, bye.
Take care. All right. There you have it.
You do have it there.
There, it is had.
We'll be right back. You're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland on Whoop FM 99.9.
Rob loves movies, Slinky loves movies. They talk about movies on the radio. I love movies and you love movies too. Let's all love movies together because the world needs movies to watch on TV and not just traffic and weather. And if the world loved movies like we love movies, it all would be much better. If you like movies, then you're cool with me. So let's all love movies together.
We are back. You're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland on Whoop FM 99.9. We are all movies for the next hour and a half. Hollywood Slinky is me. Joining me is the Ken Dog
What's up?
and AMC Mike.
That's me.
Not with us this evening is Rob Alderman, who is having a pus-filled nodule removed from just above his left eye.
Is what we say when we see him. That's why he's having it drained.
Yeah, they said, "Ooh, we need to lance that."
Ew, you don't get to make up these reasons anymore.
No,
Gross.
yes. It's just now getting good.
But if he was here, he would probably look across the table and say, "Hit me with some box office numbers."
All right, number 5, Muppets Most Wanted, 6.1 million, bringing its 3-week total to $42 million.
This movie is not doing so well.
No, it's not.
It's kind of sad. You know, the Muppets should always do well. That's my opinion. Muppets should always do well. I don't know.
Should always do well.
I don't know what's going on, but they're not.
I've only had one person on my news feed say Muppets Most Wanted was awesome, and he is the least reliable.
All right.
As far as, you know what I mean? You know how you have your friends that you're like, okay, I'm compatible with this person.
Sure.
This person, no. Or, you know, and then this person is hit or miss.
Right.
You know, they might say that's awesome, but you can never get right. And so his, I'm just like, I don't think we have the same taste. And so if he thinks it's awesome, I'm clearly not going to agree. Is in my mind. Number 4, God's Not Dead, 7.7 million, bringing its 3-week total to $32.6 million.
This movie has not had a big fall off. In fact, you know, it was 5th place last week, so it's actually moved up a slot.
Well, my church went and saw it. A bunch of them went yesterday. So.
Did you bring 7.7 million churchgoers? Is that?
No, but I mean, tickets were $10 a piece, so whatever the math in there is.
You said so. We
It's
brought
that many.
We brought 700,000 folks from.
Sure.
Yeah.
We got a big congregation. We're thinking about having
Did you
to
see
go
it?
other services. No, I didn't go.
Busted.
I had already spent my weekend movie allotment on Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier.
We gotta talk about that later.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
talk
talk
about that. So good.
So.
Number 3, Divergent, 12.9 million, bringing its 3-week total to $114 million.
Still don't get this one. I just don't get it.
You know, I don't think it's for us. I don't think it's for anybody here. It's like I said, it's a best-selling book. I've got people who are like, I'm going to read it, and I'm like, I don't know why, because it doesn't even look that appealing, but it's got something, and it's bringing the people in.
I think it's just a holdover for the next Hunger movie. Like, these people
The next
are
Hunger
like,
Games film?
yeah, are so excited for the next Hunger Games
I
film.
think it's probably going to be something that I catch on either Netflix when it comes out.
Yeah, my fear is that this thing's going to show up on demand on cable or something, and or like free HBO weekend, and I'm going to watch it, and then I'm going to be like, man, I hate that was so much better than it looked. Like, that's my fear.
See, that doesn't scare me. That I'm hoping for them, because it'll almost restore my faith in humanity. Like, I would like to watch it and be like, oh, okay. So that's why people read it, and that's why people gave them a bunch of money.
Right.
Okay, people, sure.
I'm amazed by just having the movie out, how many people have went to pick up the book.
Sure.
You know, and they're not people who've seen the movie either. They just go, oh, well, that's being adapted into a movie, so I must read the book.
Right. Well, I did that with World War Z.
Did you really?
Yeah, I read the book before I watched the movie.
Yeah, and?
Not at all. Not even close at all.
Yeah.
But I liked them both. I saw very small pieces of adaptation between the movie, what they adapted from the book.
That's what I heard, that it was just like scenes or like moments.
Yeah, sometimes a phrase that I was like, oh yeah, that was referenced in the book. You know what I
Right.
mean? But they could have named it anything else.
Sure.
They didn't have to say that this was that.
I liked World War Z for the most part, though.
Yeah, it was
I liked
fun.
it a lot.
Actually, real quickly, I just wanted to let everyone know I have lost internet suddenly, so I will be back in the blue chat as soon as possible. So
Weird.
sorry.
Internet's spotty here.
Number 2, Noah with 17 million, bringing its 2-week total to $72.4 million.
I'm seeing an interesting trend shift in the Noah online scuttlebutt.
Okay.
There are a lot of people, you know, for
The hubbub, if you
the
will.
hubbub, if you will. When it first came out, the word on the internets was, you know, that it was this like horribly blasphemous, not biblical Bible film, and you know, don't go see it because it's nothing like how the story reads in the Bible. I mean, you know, we did a whole segment on that last week.
Yes.
And this week I noticed now all of my friends on Facebook and stuff who are biblical scholars and theologians and things they've all went to see it now, and they're saying everyone should go see this because it is an interesting interpretation of a story in the Bible, and it's good to see the word put on the screen, even if it's poorly and not accurate. And it's interesting to see that shift, and I don't know why that is.
I'll tell you why that is.
Tell me why that is, Ken Dog.
Theologians love to just talk about it. They just love to yak. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out things that, in my opinion, we don't really need the answers to.
Sure.
Until we get to heaven, it'll all be in the binder. We'll know then. Us figuring it out now isn't going to change anything.
I love the idea, Kenny, that there is like a handbook that you get when
Well,
you check in.
It depends on when you were born.
We'll get like PDFs.
We'll get iPads. We'll get an iPad. There'll be like an audio tour.
And like 100 years from now, people that get into heaven, it'll just like jack into their head.
Yeah, it's whatever
Okay.
they got going then.
Like scan this QR code to understand what to do next.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so, you'll everything's in there. You're going to have like history, you're going to have science, you're going to have like your own personal file. Like, I did get a flat tire because a guy was going to run a red light and my whole family would die at the light. You know what I mean? Like all that's in there. But theologians, they want to talk about it. So they're going to give money to an atheist so that they can have a rounded out opinion of a horrible movie, which is not biblical. And even at the end of the day, the people I've talked to have seen it who don't fancy themselves theologians were like, it wasn't even that good of a movie. It ended very dark. It was very sad and disturbing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
Well-
and I'm not saying the Bible can't be. It clearly can. And, there was a reason God was destroying the whole earth.
Well, I
It
understand.
wasn't because things were awesome.
I think I understand
Everything
those
is
reasons.
awesome.
You know what you were saying about theologians. They just want to talk about it,
I
no matter
think
how
that-
bad it is.
Right. I think that's what it is.
I get that because as a child of cinema, as a movie buff,
Sure.
I saw Twilight for that reason. So
Because you're like, I have to have an opinion.
I saw Twilight because like 150 million people can't have to see something in this.
I do that-
but guess what? They're all wrong.
Right. Correct. I don't get too fired up.
All
I
right.
watched Rocky Horror Picture Show with Jamie.
What?
for that reason, because she was like, I was like, you're not gonna like it, and she was like, but
Can I just say that I wish you had invited me to just sit quietly in the back and not say anything, just to watch.
Sure, and and I was right, and she was like, ugh, and I was like, yeah. And I don't care much for Rocky Horror now. I liked it when I watched it in high school. Right. But when I watched it after that, I was kind of like,
To be fair on the Rocky Horror Experience, though, part of that is watching it at home on DVD or whatever versus in a theater where everyone is doing the.
There is a good chunk of Rocky Horror fans that will go, no, it's an awful movie.
Right. I'm not saying, and I'm thematically, your wife's not going to like it either way.
Sure.
I'm not saying
My
that.
point is, it was one of those things that had reached a point in pop culture that she was like, I gotta know. That's kind of what you're saying with
exactly
Twilight. I gotta know.
Yeah. Isn't there a Bon Jovi record that's like 40,000 Bon Jovi fans can't be wrong or something?
Maybe.
It's like
I think it was
like
Elvis, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Elvis?
I don't know.
And number one, no surprise, Captain America 2.
What?
$95 million.
It's almost broke 200 million worldwide already because it opened last week overseas. But it set a new world record for April.
As it should.
Yeah, the last record for highest opening in April was Fast 5, and it had 86.2 million. So it was almost $10 million. Nice. So
I'm
there
for
you
it.
go. Oh yeah, it is.
I'm actually surprised it didn't get higher than that.
Really?
Yeah, with as much positive. I think it's going to stay number one I think it's gonna stay number one for a while.
Well, I will tell you that it is. It did almost 50% more its opening weekend than Captain America 1 did. So when you look at it like that, it's maybe not as surprising that it almost doubled.
Right.
What
all I know is everyone that I've talked to, and we haven't talked yet here, but everyone I've talked to that went and saw it were like, no, I want to go back and see it again.
Sure.
I think it's gonna.
For me, it was a fun surprise. My Friday kind of changed.
Yeah.
And
were you in the same theater we were?
No, we were the showing before you guys. We saw you guys walking.
All right.
Okay.
You guys were over on the other.
Because we saw Dusty.
Right.
And he was like, well, Ken Dog's here.
Yeah, but I was leaving. And we said hey to Todd.
And then he stood up in the middle of the theater as I was sitting down and went, I love you, as loud as he could.
To you?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Of course that happened. So, yeah.
And then Summer and I were just like, oh, God.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. And I was like, hey, let's go watch this matinee. And we zipped in there, luckily, and I got to see it. I didn't think I was going to get to see it this weekend, and I did. And
so you were leaving as we were coming in.
Right. We went to the 2D show before you guys.
Gotcha. So there you have it. Those are the box office numbers.
There we go.
Sweet.
You got
box
something to
office
take us
numbers.
out with?
Yes. This one's for Carmi so that she'll know what the buzz is all about.
Oh, there we go.
This is my daughter, the Ice Princess, singing her favorite song.
You're listening to Lights Camera Cleveland on Whoop FM 99.9 FM. We'll be right back.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how sometimes right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, here I stay. Let the storm rage on. My power flurries through the air into
The costume change is coming.
ground.
You can't see it,
So they're
but it's on its way, and that's
spiraling in fractions
really, really exciting.
and one thought crystallizes like an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go, and I'll rise like the break of dawn. Let it go, that perfect girl that's gone. Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway.
So
We are
there
back.
you go. That is what it's all about. Now, that's not the only clever song. Well, I guess that's not the clever song.
No.
But there are a couple clever songs in there too.
Yeah,
that
that
are
is
funny.
that is the standout. That's the one that
That's the one.
That's the one that the kiddies all talk about. We were talking during the break. There's even I want to say it was in New York, but you'd have to Google it to find out. But all you'd have to do is have to Google firefighters let it go. But there was a little girl who was trapped in an elevator. And the firefighters had opened the door, and the elevator was trapped between two floors.
Our mics were on, so they all heard that.
Really?
They already know the story.
Sweet.
I hope I didn't say anything bad.
I don't think we said any bad words. Did we say any bad words? Did we?
She asks
Did we?
into
I don't
the
think-
air.
Well, no, Carmi will let me know.
You're on the whoop.
Hey, what about Mickey Rooney passing away?
Well,
Easy, bro.
we just haven't gotten to it yet.
Do what?
That's a different segment of the show, Sid. You gotta give us a minute.
Oh,
Well,
I'm sorry.
Have some faith.
Tell you
We'll
what.
get there.
Hey, hang on. Can you hang on for just 1 second?
Yeah, did I jump ahead of you about Mickey Rooney?
By like a minute. So why don't you just?
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Just hold tight. Hold tight for just a minute, okay?
You want that Tennessee Fried Zone?
Yeah, just no. Just
Not
hold
yet.
tight. Just so
Which
uh,
one?
it's time. It's time for the big news.
Oh, we're back in a minute.
Yeah, first up is Mickey Rooney. He died at the age of 93 years old. That was announced just yesterday. He was a pint-sized actor, was one of MGM's biggest box office attractions in the late 30s. In the early 40s, he died Sunday at his home in North Hollywood. He was 93 years old. Okay, Sid, now you can talk about him.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump ahead of you.
No, you're great. I'm happy. You know what? You called in with movie news, so that's great. Were you a big Mickey Rooney fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite Mickey Rooney movie or role?
Oh, I can't remember. But I remember that some of my old ones. It was real popular, and I loved watching him act and everything, you know. And I got him on some of Brad Paisley's video. Some of I've lost his two boys, and it's hard to talk. Wasn't he on some of the Brad Paisley's videos?
You know, I have no.
First, I think he was.
I don't know.
Some of Brad Paisley's videos, the first videos, music videos that Brad Paisley put out. Mickey Rooney was on a fishing boat with him and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if y'all ever seen that video.
No.
But
No.
anyway, I didn't mean to jump ahead of y'all. I just,
No, that's okay. We like it when you call in to talk about stuff like that.
you know.
He was.
Anyway, I am so sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Hey, let me sign off here.
All righty.
Now let's just go ahead. Here we go. Here we go. For real country sauce is the best you'll ever see. Made right here in Tennessee. For real country sauce is the best you can buy. Look for me on the label of Tennessee Pride. Takes home a package of Tennessee Pride.
Woo! Thanks, buddy.
Go ahead, Joe.
All right, we'll talk to you later. So yeah, Mickey Rooney was nominated for 4 Academy Awards. He lost every one of them. So they actually had to give him 2 special Oscars. In 1939, he got a Juvenile Award for he was playing Andy Hardy in all of these Hardy family movies. They made like 13 of them, I want to say.
Do juvenile
Hardy
Oscar
family?
It was just it was a special
Just a
Oscar.
special one? Okay.
Yeah.
That's not the Hardy Boys?
No, it's not the Hardy Boys, but it was about a family, the Hardy family. And he played the son Andy Hardy. And he was making $150,000 a year before his 20th birthday in 1938.
Dadgum.
So there you go.
I wonder what the cost. I wonder what the transfer of that is. You know what I mean?
I don't
wonder
know
what
a lot though.
You know, you always say that's like this much today. 150 grand back then.
Right, is a lot. The other one he got in 1983, and that was like a Lifetime Achievement Oscar. He was married 8 times. Most famously to MGM co-star Ava Gardner. He filed for bankruptcy in 1962. In the first 30 years of his acting in Hollywood, he had earned over $12 million, and by 1962, he had burned through all of it because he liked to bet on the ponies.
Oh.
Well, that will do it.
He's kind of famous for that. He was only 5'3" tall. How about that?
That's not that short.
His acting debut.
For a man.
Shut up.
How old you guys think he was when he made his acting debut?
He was young. He was like Shirley Temple young, wasn't he?
He was younger. He was 15 months old.
What?
Yeah, he made his debut in his family's vaudeville act. His family was called Yule and Carter, and they dressed him up in a tuxedo and had him play a midget. So, but in 1934, he played Clark Gable as a boy in Manhattan Melodrama, and then went on to be in Boys Town with Spencer Tracy, and of course the 15 movies in the Hardy family series. Served in the Army, and by the time he came back from the Army, he was not as well received. At that point, his cockiness and his little pint act wasn't really received well once he was grown up. He didn't have as much luck once he got older, but he was still in Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's kind of his most famous role, was Breakfast at Tiffany's. He was Mr. Yunioshi, the bucktooth Japanese man that lived upstairs. A lot of people think that at the time nobody cared, but now everyone looks back and they say it's like the most racist role in Hollywood history. But it's really no difference than when they did blackface.
Which is also horribly racist.
Well, see, here's the thing,
but not more racist. So that's where they're wrong.
The thing is, I'm about to step into a little bit dangerous water here, but contextually, it was not racist. It is horrible.
His portrayal was racist?
Contextually, it was not racist in the sense that, like, in that time period, the production was racist. Does that make sense? Like, the racism occurred in that you weren't allowed to cast blacks. And so having to have a white guy put blackface on to play the role of a black person was no more racist than when in Shakespearean time the men played women, because women weren't allowed to be actresses. That was sexist, but it really contextually at the time, the actor doing it wasn't a racist act. The racist act was that society.
Right, but I think that the way he portrayed the Chinese neighbor upstairs was also fair.
He was certainly a character.
Yeah, I think he's pretty racist.
Yeah, we look back now,
but was it
not
more
so fondly
racist than A Christmas Story?
Wow.
But it's not, because they got actual Asians.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
I don't know. I don't know the rules. I
Let's
try
do
not to.
next.
whatever, he's dead.
Oh, hey. Slinky.
Yeah, so you can't be too mean about
I'm just
his
saying.
portrayal.
I
of
have
the
other.
neighbor.
I have other big news.
Go on.
Are we interested?
Please, I'd rather you move on.
The walking carpet is back in the way. Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn revealed on April 2nd that the new Star Wars film has begun filming, and most of the cast was set. He had a lot. He said, "quote We have a lot of them in place, but they've not disclosed any of the names, except they have announced today, just hours ago, Peter Mayhew is going to return to play Chewbacca."
Nice.
And that's what the Hollywood Reporter is reporting. Peter Mayhew, they was worried that he wouldn't be able to reprise the role because he's got some back issues and some knee problems. But, there were rumors a couple of days ago when he canceled his appearance at the Texas Comic Palooza due to a filming schedule conflict.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And the convention takes place May 23rd. And they just started filming Star Wars. So there you have it. So Chewbacca, Peter Mayhew.
Not
Star
that
Wars.
long ago, I saw a thing where like TSA or something took his cane. He has a he has like a full size lightsaber cane,
Nice.
and they were like, "No, you can't take that." And he was in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
And when he
Clearly needed help
gets right,
walking.
and
He's like 7'3". I mean,
right,
you know,
and
when
what
you're-
he said, because they were like, "Well, look at the size of this thing," and he's like, "A big man needs a big cane."
right.
You know what I mean? Dude's gigantic,
Yeah.
so he has
yeah,
like
if
his
you have a back problem and they only let you have a 3-foot cane,
Yeah,
and
you're gonna
that
have a
tall,
back problem.
You're gonna have more of a back problem.
So
Oh, next up, it's time to do the truffle shuffle.
No.
Goonies never die, yo. After years of
Well,
anticipation,
no, they never say die. Sometimes they should die.
the Goonies sequel is finally in the works. Director Richard Donner reported to TMZ that he plans to bring back the entire original cast for the follow-up to his 1986 cult classic, The Goonies. Asked if he was going to make another comic book movie, the filmmaker had said, quote, "If you call Goonies a comic book, yeah, we're doing a sequel." Corey Feldman, Josh Brolin, Sean Astin, Jeff Cohen, and Martha Plimpton starred in the adventure comedy. Richard Donner didn't mention whether the film is going to follow the gang 28 years later or if it's going to just feature them in cameos and follow their kids on a new adventure. But
is Jeff Cohen Chunk?
yeah.
And what about
Yeah, no, Data was not
yeah,
listed
where's
here.
Data?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
don't know.
bummer.
He may apparently. Well, you know what? He was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Okay, so this
that the
project's
same
below him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
does he do anything? Has he done anything else?
No, he was.
Martha Plimpton is in
He
this
was Data
show.
and then Short Round and then
Yeah.
vanished.
No time for love, Dr. Jones. Martha Plimpton is in the show. I forget the name of it.
She's on a TV show right now.
Yeah,
but I
and
don't-
it's hilarious.
yeah. I'm gonna dib Short
Data?
Round.
Sure.
Here.
Because I don't know his name.
I was so surprised with the Indiana Jones movie that we shall not talk about that they didn't have him in it.
How many was he in?
Well, he was only in one. I'm talking about the last movie
The
that
Crystal Skull?
that Slinky will not talk about.
You thought they should have had him in there?
I was very surprised at the end, like when Indiana Jones was getting married. Wouldn't you like assume he would have,
Like he's the ring bearer.
or well, not ring bearer, but
Sure, maybe.
something.
Why not?
Jonathan Kwan
All right.
was his name. He has been in 9 productions. He was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, followed by The Goonies.
Right.
Then he had a short role on a TV series called Together We Stand. Never heard of it. Made a Japanese film called Passenger Sugisarayashi.
Goodness.
He had a
That's just Passenger 57 for.
recurring
Japanese
role in 22 episodes of Head of the Class. Do you remember Head of the Class?
remember Head of
Sounds
Class.
really familiar. What was that?
Head of the Class. It starred the guy from WKRP in Cincinnati as a teacher. It was like it's kind of like a
Welcome back.
Welcome
Cotter.
Back, Cotter.
And
Okay.
then
the late
he
80s.
left, and Billy Connolly became the guy, I believe.
Did he?
And I like him better because he's Scottish or Irish.
He
or
was in an
whatever.
episode of Tales from the crypt. In 1992, he played Kim in Encino Man,
All right.
and then he vanished. So I don't know what happened to him.
Well, maybe they just haven't found him to sign him yet.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in there. Pitches a pal. Pitches a pal. Remember? What? You don't want this to happen.
No, I don't particularly want it to happen.
Why?
Because
I mean, is it because they're selling you back your childhood nostalgia, or because you hated the Goonies in the first
no,
place?
I love the Goonies. I love the Goonies, but I just worry that it's not going to be good.
It won't be.
Well,
It won't. I mean, it
therefore
won't.
I don't want it.
It won't be Goonies good. But I'll tell you this.
I'll just rewatch Goonies.
Okay,
I was.
here's a funny fact about this actor. In Goonies, there's a scene when he is when the rocks are falling from the cave ceiling, and he screams "Holy!" and then he spells out the S word. The reason he does that is because he had promised his mother that in that movie he would not use any bad language.
Oh.
And so when they gave him the script and he saw the word, instead of yelling it, he spelled it. That's awesome.
And they just kept it because it was adorable.
Because it was funny.
They're like, all right, kid, we're gonna let it
You,
slide.
you got
He
this
is,
one.
Here you go. He is now a martial artist and works as a stunt coordinator. He recently worked with Jet Li on The One.
Oh, well.
We've heard of that movie, so.
Yeah.
His brother was the one who was actually auditioning for Short Round. And the casting people liked him
That
better.
is sad for the brother.
Yeah.
How mad would you be if you were the brother?
Super mad. So mad.
In 2005, he was voted number 67 on VH1's 100 Greatest Kid Stars of All Time.
For 2 movies.
A couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
I was driving to Ottawa to do a tile job. And it's this neighborhood off Hunter Road down there. Long story short, into the neighborhood, you're in the neighborhood like 2 miles deep. It's like the longest neighborhood, biggest forever. And it's curvy and hilly. And I come up around this curve at the top of this hill, and there's a kid doing the truffle shuffle at the cars. Now,
And you had to get out, and you were like, Rob Alderman, get back into this truck.
I can only imagine that everybody else driving past was giving him frowns,
Right.
not giving this kid the time of day.
Yeah.
You knew he was just
Start-
trying to get them to open the gate.
I start losing it, hitting Austin, my helper, and pointing at this kid and laughing. The kid sees me laughing, points back at me, starts laughing so hard he falls down. Now,
and then you ran him over.
I wanted he wasn't in the road. I wanted to stop and give him a candy bar, but then
Yeah,
I thought
no.
maybe
A
that's
Baby
too far.
Ruth?
A Baby Ruth. Yeah.
Baby Ruth.
Baby.
And if I had, and people showed up and like, dude, you can't just show up and give kids candy bars. Do you think I would have been able to say, that kid was doing the truffle shuffle?
He was asking for it.
You know what I mean?
What?
I think if the cop
Right.
or the child services officer was of the appropriate age,
Kid was doing the truffle shuffle. He deserves his candy bar. Get off my
and
back.
then the guy would be like, "Oh, they didn't say truffle shuffle."
Yeah, right. Is that true, son? Were you doing the truffle shuffle? Well, I was dancing like this, and then the officer gives him candy.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah, that's the way I see it happening. So
Could you just imagine Ken Dog sitting in jail? What are you in here for?
I gave him a candy bar. He was doing the truffle shuffle.
All right. Somebody warn AMC Mike that this next one's about to go down.
What? What?
All right. You might notice in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, Leonardo sounds a little bit like Bad Grandpa, and Splinter sounds a bit like Monk.
I'm done.
Johnny Knoxville has just been added to the voice
And
cast
there she goes.
in the role of Leonardo. And Tony Shalhoub is voicing Splinter.
But we haven't seen Splinter
Wait.
yet.
Here's the best. This is my favorite part about this article, though. You got to hear this part, Carrie. All right. This is from the Hollywood Reporter, and they actually describe it this way: Tony Shalhoub is voicing Splinter, the Yoda-like creature that teaches chop-socky technique to the turtles.
Can somebody say this movie just got way better.
No, I don't think anybody can say that.
I am.
You just want me to hit you.
No, I want you to let it go.
Yeah,
Let it go.
Pete Plosick played the role of Leonardo while they were filming the part, and a guy from Seinfeld named Danny Woodburn played Splinter. But the insiders are saying that the Paramount was always going to change the voice component of this film. That releases on August 8th. I didn't realize it was coming up that quick. And these actors were only guaranteed to physically perform the roles. So there you have it.
Splinter is gonna be a hand washer.
Here's what I don't get is Tony Shalhoub isn't he like Israeli or isn't he Middle Eastern or something?
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think it
I
shows in
think-
his performances though.
I
Are you
didn't
saying
see-
that because when he was on Wings, he was a foreign cab driver?
No, but he is ethnic of some. He is of some
Everybody's
sort of
ethnic.
Of some kind. No, that's very true.
Everybody's ethnic. Everybody's grandparents came from somewhere.
Except for my grandpa, but that's complicated.
He didn't come from anywhere.
Well, no, but he came from here though. Like he's Native American.
He's Lebanese.
Oh, sure.
He immigrated from Lebanon.
Okay.
So he's Middle Eastern.
You're on there.
So I mostly bring this up because so Shredder is no longer Asian. Shredder's being played by a white guy.
Sure. An awesome actor.
He is an awesome
Yeah.
actor though.
Great white
Absolutely,
guy.
he is an awesome actor.
And I guess if you're gonna whitewash that role, at least they picked a good actor.
Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called. But what do you call it when you take an Asian character and cast a Lebanese actor? Is that like Middle Eastern washing? I mean,
don't know.
what do you call that?
I don't know.
Dipping it in hummus.
You hummus wash? It's hummus washed?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's called dip, not scoop.
I don't know if that was racist or not.
It sounded
Okay.
racist. I'm not sure, but
I think that it sounded that way, but I don't think it was. And last up, ladies and gentlemen, is Steve Guttenberg available? After 4 years,
I hope. And you know he is.
you know he is.
The answer is yes.
After 4 years of gestation, New Line Cinema is finally moving ahead with their reboot of the Police Academy series, and they've announced that they are putting Key and Peele in charge of.
I'm watching this movie.
Oh wow.
That's
I'm
a
watching
great,
this movie.
That's almost
It's a great
okay,
call.
Yeah.
Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele from the Key and Peele are now attached
The Key and Peele.
to
Have
produce
you seen the Key and Peele?
and probably star. Now get this, I have some interesting facts about Police Academy just while we're on the subject. It was 7 movies and 2 seasons of television shows, which is like the opposite of Community.
Sure.
It had one, it has gone on, now think about this, 7 movies, 2 seasons of television, and it's got this horrible reputation as a comedy. I mean, like, it doesn't have a good reputation anymore.
Well, Gutenberg kind of became a whipping boy.
It starred Steve Guttenberg, Kim Cattrall, and then a bunch of unknowns, including Michael Winslow, who could make
He's
any
not, not unknown.
any sound. Well, at the time he was.
He's the second most famous person from this.
No, Kim
I
Cattrall.
guess Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, but because Kim Cattrall actually went on to be on Desperate Housewives, so that's pretty big. But before she was ever on Desperate Housewives, she was Savick, replacing replacing Kirstie Alley in Star Trek 4.
First Star Trek decision ever.
Yeah, but anyway,
A lot of bad Star Trek decisions.
No, but
made
that's the
with
worst.
movies.
I'm just saying that is
Sure.
the biggest mistake that Roddenberry ever did, and I think that man did lots of good things. So
anyway, Bobcat Goldthwait eventually ended up on there.
No.
The last film, it went from 1980. Think about this. There were Police Academy products from 1984 till 1997. Like 13 years this went on. And now we look back and we groan about it. The last film, Mission to Moscow, starred Christopher Lee and Ron Perlman.
I didn't even know this movie existed.
It made just over, are you ready for this box office number? $125,000. Yeah. So anyway, you know what? I think Key and Peele is like they're the perfect choice for this project. You know, and
yeah, if they're going to try to revive it, they're the way to go.
The movies, I think, were just same old thing after a little while. You know what I mean? They did 7 times, and so eventually people were like, "Come on." And you got Gutenberg, which was the he became this kind of blah. He got this reputation for blah, which, you know, he was in a lot of stuff. You look back, I mean,
7 movies.
3 Minute and a Baby. No, I mean, he was in a bunch of other things.
I was being silly.
I did not dislike the Police Academy movies. They were always fun for a romp and for silly shenanigans. If you want to watch some people in law enforcement who are clearly should not be there, like the real soft-spoken lady who yells "Underground Punk" or whatever. Remember, they had a teacher in Academy.
She was like, "Underground."
But by the end,
Yeah.
she was like,
well, Gutenberg is still acting.
and Winslow, dude, that dude, I don't care who you are. Back then, you tried to make those sounds, and you were like, "This is impossible,"
Yeah.
and he really could do it.
I'm rolling back to see when the last Gutenberg project I've heard of was.
Key and Peele did a skit where Michael Winslow fights Bobby McFerrin.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Oh, in 2007,
You can
he
go look at
had a guest role on Law and Order: Criminal Intent,
yeah,
and he was in 8 episodes of Veronica Mars.
he was in trouble for killing people's careers.
Just saying.
No, that wasn't punny.
It's a little punny.
Yeah,
I'll let it go
thank you.
this time.
Yeah,
I mean, he could
Man.
sound like a police siren. He could sound like helicopters. They give him the microphone and be like, "Make it sound like we got backup," and he'd be like, "Okay, blah blah blah." And he'd do it.
He was in Spaceballs too, right?
yes.
Yeah.
He had a role, just a short little cameo in it, but
Where there was a blooping noise,
right.
and it was him, not the computer.
Yeah.
right. The last movie though that we've really heard of that Gutenberg did was in 1990, and it was 3 Men and a Little Lady.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'd love to see. You know what? That's a movie I'd like to see resurrected. I don't want it to be a remake though. I actually want to bring back the 3 actors. I'd like to get Steve Gutenberg
Oh my
and Ted
gosh.
Danson and what's the guy you like with the mustache?
Magnum PI.
Magnum PI.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. Get
Selleck with the sandwich.
It needs to be the 3 of
Oh,
them,
Yeah.
and it needs to be like 3 men and a bride, and it needs to be them dealing with her getting married or something.
I think she's got kids by now.
Sure, but maybe she was a late bloomer or something.
Sure, she does.
Or it could be like, oh, here you go. Wait, we'll take this a step further. 3 men and a divorcee, and it's her
Moving
back home after a horrible divorce.
with her 6 kids.
With her, no. She comes back with a newborn baby that she leaves with her retired fathers to babysit while she works. And then we're back to the original concept, except now they're all old grumpy men.
I'd watch that.
I'm just saying.
I will watch that.
It works.
You're welcome, Hollywood.
There you
Let
go.
us know.
Let us
We'd,
know.
We'd
Let us know.
We'd like input. You can't steal this copyright, trademark. I don't know if that's not legal. They'll just steal it. Dang it.
Dibs.
Yeah.
Dibs.
Yeah, I mean,
no, what's it? Claim or
Claimed.
yeah, claim.
I'm just saying they can do it. Just let us get in there and help them make some choices. You're welcome.
We have new sound effects this week.
Oh dear.
That's Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, that is Mr. Rogers.
It sure is. All right, let's just explore these for a moment. What is this one? Irwin Allen. Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. What was the mean old scientist guy's name?
Dr. Smith.
Yeah. That guy was the worst. Shut up, robot. Kill that little kid.
Ugh.
You say it's a Monday.
Oh, it is a Monday. You
Yeah.
should play that one.
Well, yeah.
Although it's froze, so it
Yeah.
could be filthy.
I can't believe this thing's on.
I can. It's about time for Fro to realize that happened last year and to put it on the sound effects.
We still have Captain Kangaroo.
I mean, we're only a year behind, right? That was last year, wasn't it?
Bump, bump.
Green Acres.
Bum, bum.
All right, we got some good ones, I guess.
Yeah, if we could just get
All
in
right.
this century.
Our last, the last piece of big news here is another death. Stand-up comedian John Panette died at the age of 50. He was found dead in a Pittsburgh hotel room on Saturday. He died of natural causes stemming from a medical history that he was currently being treated for, according to the medical examiner spokesperson. So they're not doing an autopsy. His personal doctor has said that he had heart disease and also liver disease.
Okay.
He was most famous for being giant, and by that I just mean he was a very large man. He was quite overweight. He actually, when he started his stand-up career, he weighed 450 pounds. Though he had recently, in the last 2 years, he had slimmed to 250 pounds.
Wow.
So he was still a big boy, but he had lost a lot of weight and was actually preparing to go on tour again with his new comedy set that he was calling They Call Me Slim. And his manager said that the opening joke in the new stand-up routine was, you know how they say in every fat person there's a skinny person just waiting to come out? Well, mine came out, and it was still fat. But most people, this is what's really sad, is that most people know John Panette because he was the guy who got carjacked in the series finale of Seinfeld. Remember when they make all the mean fat jokes about the guy getting carjacked?
Yeah, and
he
then they
was
have
he
to
was
go
the
to
fat
jail
guy
because they didn't do anything.
Because they didn't do anything. That's right. But I thought John Panette was absolutely hysterical. You know, he's famous for he used to do a routine about a Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
Where he would talk about how, you know, he was there so long that they would have to ask him to leave. We'll play a little clip of that because it's so funny. Oh.
I have like a 5-minute.
So there.
Oh.
We're having a
I was
little
just
bit
gonna-
of technical
just gonna
difficulty
play that
here.
at the break.
We'll just play something for a second. Let's just let folks hear how funny he was.
No? Come on.
The sound
No? Is it
of
the other one?
silence.
I'm on.
It worked when I
I
played
think
Let It
Ghost
Go.
Rob is back at the controls.
I really did. I mean, I get them back at the buffet, don't get me wrong.
Let's talk about being in Vegas.
$9.95 all you can eat. We'll see who wins this friggin' handout, won't we? I do believe I have blackjack. I was at the prime rib counter going, hit me again. The buffet manager was horrified. You should have seen him. He looked like a deer caught in the headlights. Get the prime rib back in the kitchen. Finally, he just gave me my money back. Here's your 1,000. Get out! Actually, they have a buffet in Las Vegas. It's called the Oz Buffet. It's the Wizard of Oz theme, and it's a buffet. You walk up, and it's the Emerald City, and it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. I ran to it. You're out of the wood, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night. Step into the sun, step into the light. Prime ribs and pork chops and scampi. Oh my!
So, but anyway, he's particularly famous though for this Chinese buffet skit he does, where the Chinese guy comes up to him and yells, "You be here for an hour. You go now."
Yeah.
And then he also did a thing after that. He followed that up with this thing talking about the difficulties of being a fat person and how people would ask him to do stuff that was just ridiculous because of his size, and he would go, "Nay, nay,
Yeah.
Whatever I'll never forget one of the funniest ones I ever saw him do was I should point out I saw him open for Penn and Teller once.
Oh, really?
That's awesome.
Many
That
years
is cool.
ago. Yeah, and when I saw him open for Penn and Teller, he did this thing about how he had just done shows in Hawaii, and so they were on the little island hopper planes, and he said that they got up into the air and they were having trouble with the engine, and the pilot was like, we're gonna have to shed a little bit of weight here, and he goes, and who they all looked at,
Right.
and then he does this thing where he's like looking at them and is like doing this little like awkward shy wave, hi, hi. Hi. Like they're all staring at him to throw him out. But anyway, he was also really, really kind. They said that he would never pass a homeless person on the street without handing them a $20 bill, and he kept 20s in his pocket just to do
Wow.
that. So
Nice.
anyway, so John Pinette was 50, and that's
Sad.
Unfortunately, I confuse him with Ralphie May sometimes.
Sure.
Because they both did the fat humor.
right.
And they were both very, very good at it. And John Pinette, though, older. You know what I mean? He it's like he started that
Right.
in my mind. You know what I mean? The Chinese buffet joke sticks with me. And a lot of people, I bet there are some people who say that joke who don't even know where it came from.
I'm gonna be
That's
honest.
true.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I had
But
never
you say
seen
it before.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's heard that joke.
I posted his obituary and a clip of that
Yeah.
that on my Facebook page, and like a bunch of people commented, and they were like, I just did that quote over the weekend. I didn't know
Yeah.
it came from him, and stuff. So, but yeah, he was really funny.
Very, very
Um,
funny.
I was watching some clips of him over the weekend because like I said, I really thought he was funny, and there was this one where he walked out on stage and everybody finished clapping, and he stood there for a second and he goes, so I'm a little overweight, and like everybody laughed, and then he goes, gee, thanks for waiting until I tell a joke. Like making everybody feel bad for
Yeah.
So anyway, do we have something to take us to break?
I had him. I had more John Pinette. I have not gone to. Let me see if I can find
All
something.
right. Well, that is the end of the big news. For those of you at home who are listening, if you want to check us out, you can find us at facebook.com/lightscameracleveland, or you can find us at lightscameracleveland.com, or right now you could log into the Blue Chat, BLOOCHAT, bluechat.com/lightscamcleve, and AMC Mike is there.
Yeah, and right now we're talking about the Selleck waterfall sandwiches page.
The Tom Selleck waterfall
Yeah.
sandwich is such a bizarre thing.
It's brilliant.
There is this internet meme where people take old photos. They don't take recent ones
Yeah,
either.
no.
They're like 1970s.
Well, it's
like,
all Magnum PI.
right, and they take photos of him and they put him with sandwiches and waterfalls. And they're bad Photoshop jobs,
Yeah.
intentionally. Like sometimes the sandwiches are like the size of cars, and they'll put him sitting on.
Yeah, like he's
on a
like
sandwich
floating on
in
a
the
sandwich
waterfall.
in the water. But it's so good.
I don't understand where that came from.
All I know is they sell T-shirts, and I don't understand why I don't own one yet.
Because we're poor.
All right. Well, now I kind of understand why I don't own one, but I should own one because it's brilliant.
All right. Well, we are going to be right back after these messages from Kenny Loggins. You listen to Lights, Camera, Cleveland. back. You are listening to Lights Camera Cleveland. We go now live to Tom Cruise, who is on the phone. Tom?
You got to get into allergy.
I heard you got to give me an analogy.
I said you got to allergy.
You are cutting in and out.
Scientology.
Oh, we heard that.
Yeah.
Joining us via satellite now is Rob Alderman.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Did you find that black box yet? It's for those of you that don't know, Rob can't be with us tonight. He's diving for the black box that they found.
Yeah, listen, it's been deep in there. It's been difficult, but we're getting closer.
I heard it's maybe 3 miles deep in a canyon.
Yeah, I mean, give or take a little.
You got to be careful. That movie Abyss was filmed there. The Abyss, right? Where there's like alien monsters down there. You don't want to run into a kaiju.
Me and Ed Harris are down there.
Oh, well, if you've got Ed Harris with, you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything good on tonight's show?
AMC Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen Captain America?
No, has everyone seen? Did Ken Dog see it already?
It's perfect because this is a little segment that we like to call 5 Questions.
Okay, yeah, good.
Because Ken Dog and AMC Mike and Hollywood Slinky have all seen Captain America.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, question 1.
Okay, question number 1 goes to Ken Dog. Ken Dog, do you feel that this was better or worse than the first Captain America film?
Better or worse than the first Captain America film?
Only use your horn. Only when
I think it was on par with the first Captain America film.
On par. So you didn't find it to be better than the first one?
I thought it was awesome. I thought the first one was awesome.
I did too. I loved the first one.
So I don't think that there was anything in there that made me love it even more. I think it got hyped a little too much for my taste.
Okay. The next question I have is is going to be for Slinky.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Slinky. I happen to think that the guy who played Bucky, who is now
Sebastian Stan,
who's now a soldier, is a really excellent actor.
Yes.
I worry that now that he's been villainized with some sort of a mask or a scarf or something, that he won't be able to actually act. So my question is, does Winter Soldier get enough screen time? And if so, how does the acting shine through, or is he all villainized?
Well, first of all, the answer is he does not get enough screen time. However, that actor in particular has very emotive eyes. And so there are many scenes where all you can see are his eyes, and he is clearly wrestling with things. The moment, because, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything here, because we all know that at some point Captain America is going to look at him and go, Bucky? And in that moment...
That's going to happen? What?
And in that moment, there is an incredible amount of acting going on without words on that man's face.
Slinky actually leaned over to me in the movie theater and commented at that moment about it.
Yeah,
He's
so
like, sweet eyes.
And the way that they have wrote the character, you actually feel bad for him at the end, as opposed to him being villainized.
Good.
And keep in mind, his other main role, I believe, has been in the Once Upon a Time series as the Mad Hatter, which was
he's
also
beloved,
which was also a
conflicted
Yeah.
character. And they make sure to give him a scene with his shirt off in which he flexes.
Yes.
Good. I've never seen that TV show. Did you say it's called Beloved?
No, it's called Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a... Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't in that show, I haven't seen him in a big performance since he was on Kings.
Sure. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, okay, great.
So I guess the short answer is he does not get enough screen time, but he owns every moment that he has and pulls it off just fine.
Great. Okay, my third question is for AMC Mike.
Yes?
AMC Mike, I saw some pictures of you drooling over the movie poster
Yeah.
before Ashley. You might have actually been licking the movie poster. My question is, was there enough man meat in the movie?
Was there enough man meat in the movie for you, AMC Mike?
All right, well,
We call that beefcake to be civilized people.
we're civilized
Because
here.
you're weird and gross when you say it like that.
You know what? They're actually, I actually made the joke to Slinky that there wasn't enough of, because there was no Captain America with a shirt off.
Really?
Yeah. But there is a scene where he's wearing a wife beater, and it is quite tasty. It is. I'm being honest. Okay, if it to be PC, I will say there is also lots of nice shots of Black Widow.
Black Widow's behind.
Yeah, of her behind, and she has a very nice behind. So there's something for everybody there. But I was actually surprised at the amount of not skin that was shown.
We walked out of the theater, and the very first critique she had, she looked at me and she said, "Well, I don't know what you thought, but I thought it needed more shirtless Captain America."
and you said, "That is what I thought."
Yeah. And then he went, "Yeah, but the other guy emoted with his eyes so well."
With his shirt off.
With his shirt off. Oh, I wish.
Now, my question number 4 goes back to Slinky.
Yes, sir.
Slinky, how does Marvel pull off Marvel 2.0 in a film that's supposed to happen pre-Avengers?
It doesn't happen pre-Avengers.
What?
This movie.
Spoiler alert.
This movie does
Was
not.
it a spoiler? I didn't think it was supposed to happen before.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
This movie does not happen pre-Avengers. Would you like to revise your question?
Well, I guess then, in light of that fact, how does it hold up? I guess as our very first major 2.0 film.
Well,
Thor.
Actually, it's the third 2.0 film because Iron Man 3 and Thor 2 came out first. But here's the I'm sorry. I feel like all we're doing is telling you you're wrong, man. That's not I'm sorry. But seriously though,
I thought that this one let me revise my question. From what I understood, this was the first one that had been, my understanding was this was the first script that was written post-Avengers.
That's possible. So
I was kind of coming at it from the point of, and I didn't make it clear from the point is this was kind of when the writers had all sat down and now began to say, we need to shape the Marvel Universe a certain way, and it was my understanding that the Iron Man and the Thor movies and Avengers were all sort of done at the same time.
Right.
And so everybody had been saying this would have a new feel to it.
Well, this film does definitely have a unique feel because in much the same way that Thor is kind of like the fantasy superhero movie, and Iron Man is kind of the technology superhero movie, and now Captain America, in this film, Captain America is sort of the John Grisham, Tom Clancy novel superhero movie.
Very much.
And so this is like a political thriller with Marvel comic politicalness. The thing that impressed me most about this movie is that they go all the way back, because we have to remember that Captain America is the first Avenger. So when you think about these movies, if you were to watch them in chronological order and not the order they were made, the movie you watch first is Captain America because it takes place during World War II.
Right, yeah.
And so the interesting thing about this film is that it takes place in the present, and they look at the Marvel Universe and they go, we need to keep everything all connected and make this a really interesting story. And therefore, it means that everything that stinks about the world really kind of all goes back to the creation of Captain America.
Right.
And it's done in ways that I don't want to get into because there's some surprises that are pretty thrilling and pretty exciting and amazingly kept out of the press.
Okay. This is my last question, and you guys can each, this is for everyone. Okay? Does Captain America set up the next film? Like, do we get a glimpse? You know, they've been giving us these little after credits teasers at the end of all these movies. Does Captain America continue that tradition in some way, whether it's before or after credits, in sort of teasing what is to come?
It is a more abstract teaser because we get something, but we're not quite sure how it's connected.
And for people that haven't read the comic books, they just go, oh, I don't know what that was, but okay. And the people that have read the comic books go, oh my God, it's blah.
Okay. Oh.
So.
Well, I have read the comic books, bunches of them. So.
Yeah.
There you have it. Well, I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to let you guys go so you can have a great show.
Yeah, we're about to do Cupcake's review of Noah.
Cupcake? Who is Cupcake?
Carrot Cake. I'm sorry, Carrot Cake's review of Noah.
Listen, and later on when you guys do the preview review, I will try to tune in and hear you.
All right.
All right, talk to you later.
Take care. All right, Rob Alderman, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be right back, and when we return, Carrot Cake, our international reporter, is going to let us know what he thought of Noah. We'll be right back on Lights Camera Cleveland.
Lost my job, it's a new opportunity. More free time for my awesome community. I feel more awesome than an awesome possum. Dip my body in chocolate frosting. 3 years later, I shot the frosting. Smelling like a blossom, everything is awesome. Stepped in mud, got new brown shoes. It's awesome to win and it's awesome to lose. Awesome to lose. Awesome to lose.
Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party forever. We're the same, I'm like you, you're like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dreams.
Blue skies, bouncy springs. We just named 2 awesome things. A Nobel Prize, a piece of string. You know what's awesome? Everything. Dogs and fleas, allergies, a book of Greek antiquities, brand new pants, a very old vest. Awesome items are the best. Trees, drums, clocks, they're awesome. Rocks, clocks, and socks, they're awesome. Figs and jigs and twigs, that's awesome. Everything you see or think or say is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we live our dream.
Maybe.
And we are back. You are listening to Lights Camera Cleveland. I am the Hollywood Slinky. Joining me this night is AMC Mike.
That's me.
And the Ken Dog.
What's up?
Rob Alderman is not here this evening. He is shoveling snow. But the good news, but we do have a very special report from international film correspondent Carrot Cake. He is our Thai, Mexican, Cabana boy, Swede from Sweden.
We need to get a pool so he can come be
I'm
my
telling
Cabana
you.
boy.
Anyway, he of course always sends us. He always sends us movie reviews, and this week he has sent us a review of Noah.
Interesting.
So have you got none of us have seen Noah, correct?
No, I have not.
Yeah, no.
Noah.
Nice.
All right. Okay, well, Carrot Cake, take it away. Noah. Not surprised by what this movie offered. And what it offered wasn't much good. As would be expected by a movie based on a story written with contradictions, this movie feels much of the same, and while they did try to work some things out, it all just felt weird. Like me with my shirt off.
Wouldn't that be him with the shirt on?
Silence.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As was said on the show last week, it seemed as the movie had strayed far from biblical reference, even if I don't know all of that stuff. Russell Crowe does manage to do a relatively good job role in a relatively bad job movie. Some of the other characters are just outright annoying, perhaps both by writing and by portrayal. While being one of the more annoying characters, Naamia, Jennifer Connelly, got even worse due to the way she was portrayed, making an annoying character unbearable, which even had people leaving the viewing when she was at her worst, much like they react when I take off my shirt. Ham, who was played by Logan Lerman, just felt weird. He seemed confused constantly. While I've had a lot of negative, there are at least some good things, such as flaws and pride of man, along with devotion never being good when he's too much. Be it to Darwinism, survival of the fittest, or to serve a higher power or calling. Everything needs balance. That was the main part of what I felt the movie was offering, though it is not enough to make a good movie. Also, once people grew up from kids to adults, it seems only the men keep getting older through movie. Apparently, that's how it works. Probably I could more have offered, but I will stop here. Because this movie does not deserve me keeping my shirt on.
Wow.
So there you go.
I
Carrot
think that's
Cake,
the first time he's ever put his shirt on.
Yeah, Carrot Cake not really caring for Noah
All
this
right.
week. I think that was the most opinionated he's ever been.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Can't wait till he sees a movie he likes.
At some point, he's going to see a movie and be blown away by it. So there you go.
That's it, Carrot Cake. You need to come watch Oculus with me. You'll like it.
All right, we're going to be right back. You're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland. We'll come back with a preview review. Don't go away.
No matter what you think you hold, you'll find it's not enough. No matter who you think you know, you won't get through. It's a given LA law. Someone's fast take down. Everybody wants into the crowded line. Break down, take down. You busted. Shake down, break down. Hurry, just about the time you think that it's alright. Break down, take down. You busted. Shake down, break down, take down. Everybody wants into the crowded line. Break down, take down. You busted. Let down your guard, honey. Just about the time you're thinking it's alright. Break down, take down. Oh, you busted. Shake down, break down, take down. Everybody wants into the crowded line. Break down, take down. You busted.
And we are back. You are listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland on Whoop FM 99.9. It's movie time. What? That's terrible.
Yeah, we're not married.
Gross.
What trailers were before Captain America that surprised you?
Oh, you know what? Okay, we need to talk about this because it's not the trailers that were before Captain America that upset me.
Oh, snap.
All right, so we went to the Carmike Cinema at Bradley Square Mall.
It was the... okay, go ahead. I remember.
Normally, I say nothing but nice things about it. This is the theater that has the good bathrooms.
And it has the popcorn bucket.
And they have the popcorn bucket. So normally I have a really good experience at this theater. But this week, my movie was scheduled to begin at 6:15, right? So we sat down, and at 6:15, they started the commercials. And then more commercials. And then more commercials. And then more television commercials. Then they started trailers. And there were less trailers than there were commercials. But here's the thing. By the time the movie, no joke, it was so long that I actually thought to myself, how long have I been sitting here waiting for this movie to start? And I looked at my phone, and it was 6:41.
So they hit you with like 30 minutes.
26 minutes of commercials and a couple of trailers. That's obscene to me.
So...
I mean, you're held hostage.
Yeah. Well, you got to think it's one of the only places that they get a captive audience for commercials anymore. Because you can't fast forward it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying, and there are certain commercials we go there to see. Those are movie trailers. I mean, remember back when you used to be like, I don't want to be late. I'll miss the previews. Because that's when you saw them. You hadn't seen them all 1,000 times. But, you couldn't just run out and YouTube them.
Right.
And so people used to be excited about that. And, when you think about it, it has seemed the last couple times I've gone to a movie, I've come out and I'm like, wow, it's later than I expected. I'm in a time crunch.
Right. That's the thing is, some of us have babysitters, and you tell them what time you expect to be home.
And we didn't figure on an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah, because you Google and you go, hey, the movie is this long.
And so you get there at a certain time to watch that movie, then they start the commercials.
Right.
And I didn't realize they were doing that, and clearly they are. And now I'm super angry like
It's
you.
ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. So if you're listening...
It's going to make me say a 6:15 movie, I've got time. Because I rush to get into that movie. I get my babysitter set up. I get, my childcare taken care of, whatever I have to get. If I have to take them somewhere, if I have to, you know what I mean? Or if someone has to get to me, it's like I'm always in a stress,
right?
To get there on time. I sit down and then I'm like, oh, wow, I gotta hurry and get back. That was longer than I expected. And now I'm realizing why.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. So I encourage all of you, if you're seeing a movie this weekend and you're going to the Carmike Cinema over at Bradley Square Mall, take a look at how long they make you wait before the movie starts past the start time.
Movie start time.
Here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I think 10 minutes, 15 tops, I think is reasonable.
3 or 4 trailers.
Right. At a couple minutes long. You know, so you're looking at like 10
So
minutes.
which trailers did we see? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Which looks awesome.
Yes. Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Which looked good.
And Echo? Earth?
Yeah.
Echo to Earth.
Yes.
Which looks like a weird remake of E.T.
E.T.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I went, oh, they're redoing E.T.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was like Echo to
It
Earth,
was-
and even
it
the
was like-
name sounds similar.
It was E.T. It's like a found footage version of E.T.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
What's the movie with the train?
Well,
with
remember the
monster on
Super 8.
Yeah, it was like E.T. meets
Remember
Super
the
8.
beginning of E.T. was almost found footage esque.
Right. Well, no, that's true. But here's the thing: is how many trailers was that? That was 5, right? Four more.
I
So-
feel like we're missing one though.
I don't. That felt like all of them.
I think that's all of them.
So you have 4. You have 4 trailers, and let's call them 3 minutes apiece.
I wish I could have heard
and that's
Leonardo's
generous.
voice in the other one.
I'm just saying that's 3. 3 minutes apiece is generous. That's 12 minutes. That means there was still 19 more minutes. Or wow, that's math. That's bad math.
Yeah, that was.
That is. There's still 14 more minutes
Of popcorn falling on the screen.
of Coke commercials.
Coke filling up my screen.
That's ridiculous.
Listen, you sell Coke and popcorn. If I'm gonna get it, I've got it by then.
Right.
I for real have.
Yeah. No one goes in, sits down, and sees that, and goes, you know what? I do need a Coke.
You know what would be worth missing the beginning of my movie for? An $8 Coke.
You've got me
ridiculous.
by then.
So here's the thing: is if you see a movie with them this weekend or this week, and you take a look at your watches when this happens, and if it's that long, I'd like to encourage all of us to begin saying something to management as we.
I would
leave.
like to find a movie that I want to see over and go to the premiere and see if they're doing it.
See if the premiere does it.
See if they're
I don't know.
juicing their time frame.
They're juicing their restrooms.
Well, that might be the only positive thing there at the
Right.
premiere.
I don't know.
Prices are a little cheaper.
Oh, that's
and
true.
Right. That's the thing is,
if I pee in the parking lot, I won't have to worry about going into. Is that too much? Is that was that?
Yeah.
It
That's
just
pretty
kind of
close.
happened.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just kind of happened.
all right.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
I'm not going to the movies with you if
Yeah.
you do.
No, I don't do that.
All right.
It's time for the preview review. That's like it's the poor man's version of the preview review. I can't do it like Rob does. He's just got
The preview.
yeah. Unfortunately, Rob's not here. He's having
I'm like the sweet and low version.
yeah. He's having a palate removed from between his big and little toes. So, but anyway,
You mean he's finally getting rid of his 6th toe?
I'm just saying
That's weird.
For years he's had 6 toes, and that 6th toe has caused him pain. And he always, he uses the code word, the gout.
Yeah, that's where he gets
That's
his
actually
gout.
What he called.
He named it the gout.
Right. So a lot of people don't know that. All right. First up, Rio 2.
You made ooey hands. It got AMC Mike enough that she did ooey hands.
Jesse Eisenberg, Anne Hathaway, and Andy Garcia all return for the sequel to Rio. It's this time the birds and their 3 kids are hurtled back to Rio de Janeiro in the wilds of the Amazon, and as they try to fit in, there's trouble or something. What do you guys think? I think we all know where I'm gonna go with this.
This one looks like a stinker to me. I never saw the first one. I'm not gonna watch the second one. It's like we've got good cartoons coming out right now. Why would I spend the money to go see this? I hate it.
AMC Mike?
I am going to agree with everyone in the room here because I'm fairly certain I know how Slinky is going to go, and it just looks obnoxious. Like it looks like that really bright color, real loud noise, obnoxious that'll grab kids' attention, but there's nothing there.
Right.
Besides maybe Bruno Mars, and
Yeah,
he only can, Bruno Mars.
This is one of those weird things.
He has no place around children. If you've heard his last album, if you've heard any of the last couple songs he's
that's
done,
fair too.
he shouldn't be associated with
It's
this.
amazing that stuff's getting on the radio.
Yeah.
Like that "Locked Out of Heaven" song.
I know.
What? You're singing, complaining that she won't have sex with you,
Ugh.
and so it makes you feel like you're locked out of heaven.
Yeah.
What?
Ezy, bro.
Yeah. Give me
Easy,
a
Bruno
break.
Mars. I heard
Maybe, hey, Bruno, find something else to like about her.
I heard I was eating lunch in a casual dining restaurant in Etowah today.
Fast food place?
No, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Right.
And so there wasn't a lot. I didn't want to eat McDonald's. And one of Pink's many songs came on.
Sure.
And you know, hers are kind of.
But she makes no bones about it, though.
Yeah, and she never claims like, "Hey, I'm for kids."
It's the one where she says, "Keep your drink, just give me the money."
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the next line of that song, but I started looking around the room, and I told my helper, I said, "Listen to the words of the song for a second." He listened, and he's like, horrified. And then I said, that old lady doesn't know what this song's about.
Right.
That old lady over there doesn't know what this song's about. I don't think anybody in this restaurant but me realizes that this song is playing while they're eating their lunch salads,
right?
And their Philly
even
cheesesteaks.
her name.
Sure, but
you
I will say though, in her defense, though, like she makes no qualms about like you listen to Pink knowing what you're gonna get whereas you listen to Bruno Mars and he dresses like a cute little pop star and like gets it slips it
and
past
sings
the parents.
filth. He sings filth and
he slips it by the parents. Pink, not to buy for your kid.
Yeah.
And she's not ashamed of it. She just goes, "This is who I am and what I'm writing about."
Yeah, some of his songs sound one way and the lyrics are quite another.
Yeah. I'm going to hate this one as well. Rio, I'm afraid Rio is going to turn into like the Ice Age where there's like 20 million. Ice Age is kind of like the modern day
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time, thank you, where there was like a million of them. I don't know. I just think it looks awful.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Next up, Kevin Costner in the new Ivan Reitman film Draft Day. During the NFL draft, general manager Sonny Weaver has the opportunity to rebuild his team when he trades for the #1 pick. He must decide what he's willing to sacrifice on a life-changing day for a few hundred young men with NFL dreams. Ken Dog?
This movie looks like the worst. First of all, the Cleveland Browns. Nobody cares.
Is that the team in it, really?
Second of all, Dennis Leary's got his hair dyed black. That looks weird. Please stop. Third of all, Elektra and Kevin Costner, are they a couple? Because she looks like she could be his granddaughter. That's lame and gross and weird.
Right.
I hate it.
AMC Mike?
There is nothing about this type of genre that I should like. I don't like football. I don't like sports movies generally, but there is something about the way this preview is put together that I actually kind of was interested in. I think maybe it's because it wasn't presented like you had to know like the rules of football to maybe get the movie.
Sure.
It looks like it's a drama, not just, football hitting each other.
It is. It's a sports drama. That's even worse than a regular drama.
I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate it. I think it looks boring. It looks like the kind of thing that it looks like the kind of movie that probably would have been really good as like a Netflix original series. Where you're surprised to find Kevin Costner, on a TV show for like 8 episodes or something. But as a movie, it just doesn't interest me, and I'm gonna hate it. Last up, Oculus. A woman tries to exonerate her brother who is convicted of murder by proving that the crime was committed by supernatural phenomena. What do you think, AMC Mike?
I think we all know what I think of this movie. It looks awesome. It looks creepy. The special effects look creepy. I like the main actress. She's from Doctor Who. I don't remember her name.
She's also in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think they paint her blue in that one, though.
Right, she's playing Nebula.
Yeah. But, the special effects with the mirror look creepy, and it looks awesome. And actually, what's nice, and what's nice though is that Ken Dog and I were talking about this earlier, where he was like, if it's supernatural, don't mess with it. Well, she has a reason to be messing with it.
Right. She's trying to get her brother out of it.
Yeah, and
it's like for the first time ever, there's a horror movie where there's a reason why the girl shouldn't just turn around and get that.
Right. Instead, when you go, don't poke that thing, and you go, well, you've got to poke that thing. Okay.
This may be the only time that it's worth.
Right, exactly. I mean, there's a clip where she goes to pick up an apple and picks up a light bulb instead that's sitting next to the apple, and the mirror is making them see things and all that, and she bites into and it's just like, oh.
What do you think, Ken Dog?
So good.
This actress's name is Karen Gillan, or Gillian. I don't know how she pronounces it. She was Amy Pond in Doctor Who.
Yes.
It made me go, oh, sweet, she's in a movie. I want to see that. And then I watched the trailer, and then I was like, dear Lord, I do not want to watch this. The trailer I watched did not convey to me that she was trying to get her brother out of jail.
Okay.
So that's a failure on the trailer's part.
Sure.
Because all I saw was, why would you know?
Well, it's for
this
their-
is a horrible idea. Don't
It's
do
for
this.
the parents.
I'll tell you the
murder,
first
I
time
think.
the first time AMC Mike and I saw the trailer. I think there's two trailers because one of the trailers that we saw didn't say anything about that either.
That's the
and we
one I've
both looked at each other and we were like, who sits around and goes, do you remember that time we used the Ouija board to summon those demons and they came and they killed people?
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
So for me, it's a hate. I can't.
What if I
don't
told
want to
you-
watch her bite a light bulb.
What if I
It's-
told
ugh.
you? What if I told you on the day before Rex Manning Day that Rory Cochrane, who played Lucas, is in this movie and he's superb? Boom!
Still not gonna go watch
All
that.
right, I tried. You know what? I'm gonna hate this one just because horror is just not something I enjoy anymore. I'm old and I don't. You know.
Beer,
There you
said
go.
trombone.
Yeah. So there you have it. That brings us to a close. I'm the Hollywood Slinky, and I love movies.
I'm the Ken Dog, and I love movies.
I'm AMC Mike, and I love movies.
Let's all love movies
together.
She's like the wind.
She's like the wind through my trees.
I'm just gonna sit here and watch the pictures of him
rides
flashing
my
around.
He looks like he's in Dex's Midnight Runner video.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
She leads me through moonlight, only to burn me with the sun.
Quit talking to me. I'm
She's
looking at
taking my heart, but she doesn't know what she's done.
The Outsiders, yeah. All right, we'll see you next week, 6 to 8, right here on UFM 99.9.
Can't look in her eyes.
You're all I need.
Just a fool to believe I have anything she needs. She's like the wind. I look in the mirror and all I see is a young old man with only a dream. Am I just fooling myself that she'll stop the pain? Living without her, I go insane. Feel the breath in my face, somebody close to me. Can't look in her eyes.